Do you keep complaining about the money from your subscription to your drawing software? Are you scared of making investments in your business because you see it as a cost? Are you always broke as an artist and afraid you might be doing something wrong in your pricing? Are your prices frozen in time because you're scared of charging what you're worth? I feel your pain, and I made this video with you guys in mind to help you solve this problem. Hi guys, I'm Sayuui, a full-time anime artist. Today, I'll present you with a quick and actionable step you can take instantly so you can see better how much money is coming into your business. You'll be able to pinpoint exactly where you're underpricing and have an instant idea of how much money is a lot and how much isn't. The commission market is an international market, right? So if you're as good as someone who's located in the more noble areas, you can position yourself as well as they can. This is enough for you to charge like them. You can say it's an international market, so why charge so much, Sayuui? But the opposite could also be true. It's an international market, so why am I earning so little, right? Because your client doesn't need to know exactly where you are from. They just want the best they can afford, and that's it. Every time I talk to an artist and they say, Sayuui, I'm not getting commissions, should I lower my prices? I say, no, because you're already underpricing to begin with, and I can prove that. Are you charging your client for your software license? Your PC? Your tablet? No. Chances are you're probably subsidizing this from your own pocket every time you're working on your commissions and you don't even know, because I know you. Most artists don't know this, but money coming in is just money coming in. It could be going out the exact moment you got it on your regular expenses. You just need to be more aware of it. This initial part is gonna be a bit boring, okay, but please bear with me. What kind of pricing is there for freelance work? We have per hour, value-based, percentage, subscription, and fixed. In this video, we're gonna cover the most used one among anime artists, which is fixed pricing. In per hour pricing, the client usually takes the risk of you taking too long, while fixed pricing is an estimate that removes that risk from the client and puts it all on you. So fixed pricing should naturally be more expensive than per hour pricing, and most people don't price it that way. Value-based pricing is complicated. It usually is a kind of pricing that unlocks after you a lot of years in the business, and you're actually helping the client make money in a way that it wouldn't be possible otherwise. So it's a complicated type of pricing. Not a lot of artists can do that. I don't do that. I don't know anyone who does that. So let's not cover that in this video, okay? When you're charging this fixed tax, you're performing multiple tasks. You're your own seller, artist, assistant, art director, but you're only charging one rate. The secret here is to name how many hours you spend on each task and price them according to what you are worth. So the first step is to set up your demand. How many clients can you overwhelm? How many clients can you delight in a month? You have to be very honest with yourself here, okay? Usually take your commission logs, see how many hours you work in a week, see if you have any side jobs, and definitely take that into account, okay? And of course, like, you have to delight them. And then you're gonna take that number and you're gonna use it to calculate the fixed cost based on that demand. To me, I can only overwhelm 5 clients, and that's 6 days per client. So to make my calculation easier, I tend to round it to 1 week. You're going to take your expense and divide it by the time it would take you to finish the project. I like to calculate per week or per day so it gets easier to multiply later. These fixed prices include hardware, software, portfolio, website fees if you're using one, health and life insurance, taxes, your power bill, and internet connection. But Sayuui, I live with my parents, I don't pay the power bill. Ask your parents for an average. But Sayuui, I don't pay my current tablet. I understand I haven't paid my one either, so try thinking of your dream tablet and how far in the future you want to get it. Then divide that into weeks or whatever other time measure you're using. Sayuui, I have no idea how much I should charge for using Clip Studio. Do you want to upgrade your Clip Studio from Pro to EX? Do you want a one-time license? Do you pay it like monthly? For me, I want to upgrade mine from Pro to EX, but I have a one-time license, so I have to constantly update it, and I don't pay monthly. So I made and remade my calculation considering my own expenses. I'll leave a link to the template with all the information you need in the description, and the final calculation reveals to me that I'm spending $82 a week with my fixed prices, and that puts my number in perspective. It tells me that $80 isn't that much money in my business, and if someone is offering me that little for something that takes me more than a day, it's definitely worth it to refuse it and rethink, maybe work on my skills instead, use that time in a wiser manner. owner. If you establish your fixed prices for a 1-week commission and you end up finishing in less than a week, it's fair for you to keep the money. That's your operational costs, so your art business won't go bankrupt. And no, this isn't part of the profit yet. You should not feel bad for keeping. Have time references. So for every commission you do, for every illustration you do, try to keep recording. It could be a video recording, it could be like a timer recording of how long every drawing is taking you. I upgraded my Clip Studio to 5.0, and that version of Clip Studio has a timer itself, and that definitely saved me so much stress, honestly. So you have a better estimate of how long every commission takes you. This is very useful, especially if you're pricing everything up front and you're taking the whole payment up front, because you cannot afford to make wrong estimates, right? So you can look at your own images, see how long it's taking you to make them, and take a look at the time estimate so you can price correctly right away, because your wrong pricing might be costing you money. So if you're looking to upgrade your own Clip Studio, don't forget to check out my affiliate link in the description. Your profit margins. Okay, so it's important to charge 15 to 30% for a profit. So remember my other video talking about the book Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley? There's a part of that book where he mentions that only oversubscribed businesses make a profit, and it took me a while to understand what he meant by that, but now I understand. Because if you're not getting a lot of trying to commission you, you're gonna be very reluctant to charge 15 or 30%. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't charge that, because I am very scared. That's definitely, I would say, a goal for the future, but it's important to know how to do this correctly, right? So you can actually have a business that prospers, not just survive, right? So you have to make your pricing system. You have to make a private Google Doc so you can check from anywhere you are, so you can make your own pricing. And again, this is private. Don't share it with anyone. You don't have to share it with anyone. I'll leave a link to my template in the description. The structure of the calculation is X hours of a seller's work plus fixed cost of how long it will take you to finish that commission, plus X hours of an artist's work in the US, plus price of utilized assets, plus price of changes in the work, plus taxes of the virtual wallet you're currently using, plus profit, which is 15 to 30%. And of course, you have to think of multiple things like, if I charge less, will I be able to earn in quantity? If you have commission types that are way too cheap, like $30 or $40, you should try to upsell your client with more than one commission. Like, if you get free of this same commission or a complimentary service like art and rigging, you get a discount. If the skills to become a good artist are so hard to come by, why do artists tend to be so bad at pricing? Like, now that I've mentored artists for a long time, I've been having more contact with you guys, and I see all sorts of stuff. Artists who went to art school and got out of there with pretty bad misconceptions, and people who have been drawing like a beginner for years and stuff like that. If this is such a hard skill to come by, and no one can guarantee they can get you out of a course knowing how to draw, why isn't it expected to be an expensive skill? And then I actually understood that most artists trying to make a living have conditions that stop them from working other jobs, like chronic illness, autism, ADHD, and others. Some others live in Eastern Asian countries, and from what I've heard from some historian friends of mine, they are used to bad working conditions, with slavery being a common practice in the history of certain countries. That usually creates a wave of artists who are desperate for any dime, and it makes it very hard to position yourself well in this kind of market. You should not worry whether you're being transparent with your pricing or not. Anyone who says that you're being too expensive and you're overcharging and under-delivering just hates you and doesn't think you deserve dignity. They just don't want to admit it, okay? Anyone ever go to a restaurant and ask, why does this pasta cost $100 when I could go to the supermarket, buy it for $1? You need to be more transparent kind of thing. No, that would be just embarrassing, right? So why is it okay to do that with artists? They are getting a non-essential service from a specialized worker. So whenever you're charging your prices, you should never justify it to your client. Why is it so expensive? No, that usually gives your client the higher ground, okay? Never justify your pricing. Just say that's the cost of doing business with you. And if they don't want to pay what you're worth, kindly say goodbye or refer someone else in your personal network. You have the higher ground, not your client. Sayuui, should I price according to use, like commercial use and stuff like that? There has been a discussion about whether artists should charge for promotional use, social media, and whether that would fall under commercial rights. So I decided not to charge for promotional use anymore. If you dominate fixed pricing, there's a chance you won't have to charge anything extra for the use, like whether it's promotional or personal. However, monetization rights are a totally different thing. I just recommend you stop giving unlimited monetization rights to the characters you create altogether. The American law says the rights of the character belongs to who created it. So if you have the first draft of a character, license the use of the character for a limited time instead of giving away the copyright just because the client commissioned it. If they commissioned it, it doesn't mean it's theirs, okay? Especially if you're having a lot of trouble with clients that are too entitled and stuff like that. Usually the best way is to start charging more, because these people, they tend to disappear. Depending on the use they are looking for, I just sign a contract granting them a long-term license with no immediate cost, so I can negotiate it again in the future. The courage to price properly comes from within you. I'm gonna admit that because of how many people have been like underpricing lately, I have been feeling like quitting lately. You can't even blame the clients because the client just wants the best they can afford, right? But what if the best they can afford costs almost nothing? What are they gonna think about the artists who are trying to treat this seriously and charge what they're worth? But actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, just because these guys are not taking it seriously, that doesn't mean you can't study business and try to do this the right way. Yeah, drawing is still a valuable skill and it will always be, honestly. So AI isn't as scary as a lot of people are trying to make it seem like. There are companies and agencies hiring artists, and some of them are solving bigger problems than just delivering pretty pictures. You just have to remember, you have to become before you can have things, and that takes time. Have you ever thought how vulnerable you are working as an online artist like this? There are certain wallets that show your address and everything. They can hire a lawyer in your country and sue you, but you cannot do that with them, okay? And you should never lower your prices, especially in this AI era where bad people could just be waiting for a sale to prey on you and ask for an abusive number of changes or just try to soak you in general. You should always try to improve your prices so you can stop suffering with clients with endless demands. And clients with money don't have time to nitpick on you all the time. They'll love anything you do as long as you're constantly improving. Drawing is not the type of job you go for a quick buck. And you guys might have realized this already, right? The more desperate you are, less clients you get. You guys have to overcome this once and for all by making an emergency fund, being data-driven, asking for referrals, and such. I want you to incentivize to be more demanding with your clients. If your client doesn't have a lot of money for the project, they should at least come with an idea that you're proud of so you can get more work that aligns with what you want to do in the future. And to finish this, I want to say artists should not be doing everything alone. We think that's a virtue, right? We think we are very proud of doing everything alone. But if you are doing everything alone, you should be charging a lot more, because that costs a lot to your art business. Because if you can do something you could be paying someone less for, so you are costing your business the difference of that cost every time. So yes, you can become an organized person and take this business to any height you want, regardless of what others are doing. If you want to keep your commissions always overbooked, you should watch this video next, and I hope to see you there.